I need to provide a design pattern for deploying MS Customer microservice with Istio, using the image MS Customer. Latest. I found the design pattern that best meets the requirements. Generic Kubernetes app with Istio. Now I need to get the list of template file names for the selected design pattern. I have the list of templates needed. I will start delegating tasks to create each file. First, I'll delegate the creation of the deployment YAML file. Now I will retrieve the template file for the deployment YAML in the generic Kubernetes app with Now I will replace the placeholders with the given requirements and fill in the missing values with default ones. I will replace the placeholders with the given requirements and fill in the missing values with default ones. I will create the deployment YAML file based on the template and given requirements. Final answer, API version, apps v1 kind, deployment metadata, name. Now I'll delegate the creation of the virtual service YAML file. I now know the details about the design pattern. I should retrieve the template file for virtual service YAML. I have the template for the virtual service YAML file. I will replace the placeholders with the provided values and create the file. I am unable to clone the Git repository because I don't have authentication access. I need to replace the placeholders with the provided values and create the virtual service YAML file content. I have the template for the virtual service YAML file. I will replace the placeholders with the provided values and create the file content. Final answer. Next, I'll delegate the creation of the service account YAML file. I know the design pattern description. Let me retrieve the service account YAML template file. I have the template for the service account YAML file. Now, I can replace the placeholder, app name, with the I must replace the placeholder, app name, with the given value MS Customer to create the file content. Final answer, API version, v1 kind. Now I'll delegate the creation of the service YAML file. Now I know the description of the design pattern. I should get the template for the service YAML file. I have the service YAML template file. Now I will create the required service YAML based on the provided requirements. I cannot clone the repository due to authentication issues. However, I can still create the required service YAML file content based on the provided requirements, and the user can manually commit the changes to their repository. I will use the provided template file and replace the required values with those provided in the I will now create the service YAML file content based on the provided requirements and the template file. Final answer, API version, v1 kind, service metadata. Lastly, I'll delegate the creation of the destination rule YAML file. Now that I have the destination rule YAML template, I should replace the app name placeholder with the actual app name provided, which is MS Customer. I can't clone the repository due to authentication issues, so I will create the destination rule YAML content using the provided app name and template, and you can manually add it to your repository. Final answer, here is the destination rule YAML content with the app name MS Customer, API version, networking Istio IOV1 beta 1 kind, destination rule metadata, name, MS Customer labels, app, MS Customer spec, host, MS Customer, namespace SVC cluster local traffic policy, TLS, mode, Istio mutual load balancer, simple, round robin. I now know the final answer. Final answer, I have created the necessary files for deploying MS Customer with Istio using the image MS Customer, latest and base domain robot dev. The files are 1 deployment YAML, 2 virtual service YAML, 3 service account YAML, 4 service YAML, 5 destination rule YAML. Place these files in the MS Customer directory of your repository to deploy the microservice.